Attic Books is a nice, quiet place to decompress and think and be exposed to something a little different. I'm Marvin Post. I run Attic Books. I've had Attic Books since 1976. I own it, or it owns me. I'm not quite sure which one is which. I enjoy what I do. I started the bookstore in 1976 because I was totally unsuited for working for other people. So I decided to open a bookstore because it's what I enjoyed. The most memorable experience is usually when I sell a book to someone who's been looking for it for a long time, and they get a lot of joy out of that. I like strong colors, as you can see. The main floor is dark blue, the second floor is a nice dark red. I really don't like the beige outlook on life. Life is a lot more interesting than that. The store is organized by subject. One of the major departures from standard organizations is that I don't feel that biography is a section, it's a subsection. So books about Charles Darwin should be with the books that Charles Darwin wrote. A biography section just gets to be very big and unwieldy, full of mostly Hollywood and politicians, so there's not much point in that. I usually get called in when people are moving and they need to downsize or for an estate. My current partner, I met her doing a house call to look at some books, and well, I didn't buy many books, but I ended up with her, or she ended up with me, one or the other. When I go out and look at collections of books, I keep an eye out for anything unusual. I'll buy almost anything other than standard antique. When I first started, Canadiana was the big thing. We had just had Expo 67 to celebrate the 100th anniversary. So there was a lot of interest in the history and exploration of Canada and North America. I'd say now it's more towards the literature and all of the subcategories. Mystery fiction, science fiction, fantasy, young adult, which is a new category that wasn't around when I started. We're different from chain bookstores because we are a lot more interesting. We have a lot more diverse product, and decisions aren't made by some suit in an office in Toronto. I like books of all genres. I find that people who read are of all sorts of ages, and I like catering to all of that.
How has shopping changed over time with the rise of ebooks?
I find that people come back to reading books that they actually get to hold in their hand because they find it a lot more relaxing, and you process the information differently. So if you look on a screen, a different part of the brain is activated than reading it in a book. I still struggle with how to advertise the shop properly. I usually like print advertising because I deal in printed matter. The problem is if I advertise, I usually get more stuff coming in, and I sort of need to get more customers who buy things.
What do you see for the future of Attic Books?
I'm leaving the bookshop to my store manager, and she gets to deal with it from there on in, and I think it'll be in good hands. I don't see the internet taking over bookstores. It will change, but I think bookstores will always have a place. I like to tell people I've read every spine, but when you have like 250,000 books, it's a little bit past being able to read it.